All right, I'm in the car on the way to the gym. Let's talk about what's going on right now. I'm 6 weeks out from my competition. Things are not going according to plan. About, man, what is it? About 6 weeks ago, my rotator, no, I think it was about like 8 weeks ago, my rotator cuff started bothering me back when I was doing the power building. When I started going, I think the first time I remember when I aggravated it, it was just a day, it was a Saturday like this. I just wasn't feeling like training. And I hit 355 and it was a grinder. It felt real heavy, but 355 is supposed to be nothing. I mean, earlier in that week I had got, I think 415, or was it 405? No, earlier in that week I got 405. So I still stuck with the plan. This is where RPE is a good tool, but I still stuck with the plan. I put 365 on. I was supposed to still keep going up. 365 was like the slowest rep in history, even on the eccentric portion. And after that, that's when my rotator cuff started bothering me. So I decided right there, I knew I was going to start training for this competition in a couple of weeks, so I just shut down what I was doing with bench press and everything. And I said, I'm just going to try to let it heal until I start the real training. But when I got back to the real training, it started bothering me again. I kept trying to push through it. There was even that day where I did 365 for 5. Honestly, I was saying prayers, man. I was calling people up, like, real pray for me, because I was like 50-50 in my mind that I was going to tear my rotator cuff that day. But I felt like I couldn't take a step back because I'm too close to the competition, and I felt like I needed to stay on course. But it got to the point where that just couldn't happen. My rotator, it didn't snap up that day, but it's something happened that never happened before. And that's that the rotator cuff itself stopped hurting me, and it started just being a pain throughout my entire shoulder. And then the pain started radiating down my arm into my elbow, and I couldn't even sleep at night without taking like 3 Aleve. So at that point I said, all right, man, I just got to stop. I got to stop benching. So I stopped doing any type of pressing, and then I squatted, and I did some sumo deadlifts on Monday, and after that it felt worse than ever, just squatting and deadlifting. So I said, all right, I'm going to just strictly use the safety squat bar. I'm going to cut out deadlifting. I might not be able to do the competition, but I'm going to try to do it. So my plan is this. All this week, well, I did squat and deadlift on Monday, but then I was supposed to squat yesterday. Instead, I used a safety squat bar. I'm supposed to squat again today. I'm going to use the safety squat bar. I didn't deadlift this week. I was supposed to deadlift yesterday. I scrapped that. I'm going to see. I haven't did any pressing all week. I'm going to see how I feel next week. And the progression is going to be like this. From safety squat bar back to the regular straight barbell, and there's no progression for deadlift. It's just gonna go from not deadlifting to deadlifting. As far as bench press goes, all week I just been doing the pec deck. It's the only thing I could do for chest, which is like the furthest from any exercise you want to be doing when you're trying to do a max effort bench press. But that's all I could do. I needed to get some type of activation for my chest. So next week I'm gonna see if I'm ready to do some dips. Dips really don't aggravate the shoulder for me. I know for some people dips are horrible for the shoulder, but for me dips are fine for the shoulder. So I'm gonna see if I can get back to dips. Then after that, I'm gonna be working with the Swiss bar. Once I'm good with that, I'm gonna try some board press. After that, I'm gonna move towards bands, so that way I can stay light, but still, because my problem has always been the lockout, still get that on tension, more resistance on the lockout. Then after there, I'll go to the bench press and we'll see if we can get this all done before the competition. All right, just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on. Let's see if I can pull this off.